couple more. The next one is called Ways to Count. Ways to count. These are the ways I count my days, carefully noting each number. For the purpose of washing, my body stretches 5 domains. 1 is hair for every other day. 2 is face for daily scrub. 3 is back for daily soap and brush. 4 is underarms and genitals for daily soap. 5 is limbs and torso every other day. Breakfast, what is my breakfast? Yes, it's slivered almonds, it's raisins, it's a spoonful of flaxseed. Something's missing here. Yes, it's oatmeal into which I stir these other things. Numbers, 5 on a pad by the phone. 1 is daughter at home, 2 is daughter at work, 3 is daughter on cell, 4 is doctor, 5 is why. These are the ways I count my days, carefully noting. So nervous you could swim in my palms. Is today the day for hair? Where is the note that tells me the times of the 63H and the 61B? It's here in my pocket, at 20 after, at 22. These are the ways I count my days. Which daughter is at work today and which at home? That's funny. I count 1 I have. 3 numbers by the phone. Numbers tell me when I see the doctor. Numbers tell me where to meet for lunch and with whom, Gus and Hank. But maybe today it's Sammy. I'll do what numbers say. Is today today, or did tomorrow come a day ahead this week? Reminds me to stop at the mall for a present, for a birthday present, assuming I recall who it's for. That's funny, I wrote it down. 8/25, daughter's birthday. So anxious my skin could jump out of itself. I know I should know where I am, and I know I'm where I should be, but where am I exactly? That's right, that's funny. I'm here in the kitchen. These are the ways these are the days I count my ways carefully. The karst is a landscape shaped by the dissolving of layer after layer of limestone or dolomite to form a bizarre surface of holes, wells, caverns, underground rivers that suddenly appear. And the name karst is named after the Slovenian Kars region, where one of the bloodiest battles of World War I took place. Now, the next poem is about a soldier on that karst. In Italian, it was called the Carso. And about 2/3 through the poem, the narrator changes from a third person who can read a character's mind into the first person. I'll try to signal when that's happening. But about 2/3 through, there'll be a change in the person who's speaking the poem. And the poem is called Karst Vision. Karst vision. Lightning incises the belly of night, and the hillside ignites and collapses into a vista of runnels and flutes, sinkholes, cenotes, and narrowing pits, hidden makatea bloodied with flesh wounds, streams that disappear and reappear, blurry shadows, moles, and dormice dart through scrub from plane to scrawny pine. Before his eyes, a crumpled limestone plateau filters acid through its many layers. He hears it as a background hiss and click, syncopated fire of filmless war advancing somewhere into bedrock. And underneath in caves, he senses animation, deserters, bats, and blind amphibians. Darkness quenches sudden flash and makes him wonder if the distant howl is bullet blast or thunder rolling clouds, and then it rips the sky apart again, blinds the stars, and casts a sallow glow upon the crassly brittle crust extending towards the distant mountain trenches, thunders into rainfall sluicing through the rocky sponge. He squats inside his tent, away from sleeping comrades, conjures a vision that never transforms into dream, but stands before him full of secret niches, draining karst-like hope. My town in April, boy assails a budding tree. I've seen that hungry look before. He thinks his jump can reach a branch and shake the earth. A dusty worker plants a shovel into stubble mulch, leans against a barrel, chews a hunk of bread. It must taste fresh. It must have butter. Distant bells are crying Angelus. Women gather at open spigot, filling pails. A woman's unseen breath, fragrant with her future kisses, heats the air. The striding of her coatless form evokes her future yielding and embracing, forms a curve of shade and substance, warps my view an instant, makes me think the time she passes by my eyes is timeless. Okay, just a couple of three more. That went down the wrong throat, so give me a second. Okay. You know the word decimation? We use it loosely to describe any time great harm is done to a group, like the Phillies decimated the Pirates. We've heard a lot of decimating with the Pirates at the object lately. But you know, the original meaning refers to a practice that was first begun by the Roman Republic in the fight against the Volscians about 2,500 years ago. And so what decimation really is, its technical meaning, is to select 1 in 10 from a group and then kill that one. So in military discipline, you select 1 in 10 of the deserters and then beat them to death. You take a 10th away, you decimate. So this practice of choosing 1 in 10 and having the men who actually deserted do the choosing, and then beating the 1 in 10. Decimation, Italian, Finnish, Soviet militaries all practiced this, decimation, in the 20th century. And so the poem is about an instance of decimation. It's called Decimation of a Platoon. And yeah, I usually don't do this, but in this case, I think it'll be helpful. There are 3 words that I'm going to use, 2 right away. One is ostinato, which is a kind of repetition in music. Almost any repetition in music could be called an ostinato. Another word I'll use is bastinato, which sounds like ostinato. And bastinato is actually the beating of someone with sticks and clubs. And another word I'm going to use in there, not as important for the poem, is stretto, which is just when you have a musical situation where you have a question and an answer the answer steps on the question. That's called the stretto.